Hi guys, Angela Hammer here, back in another video. I just wanted to show you real quick what my routine is to prepare for my week of homeschool. I really hope that these tips and tricks and organization hacks help you in your homeschool week to be prepared for a week of teaching that is easy, stress-free, and you can feel confident as a teacher to know what you're going to be teaching in a way that is just simple. I honestly think this takes me less than 10 minutes a week to prepare for a week of learning for two students ages 6 and 4. But honestly, with these tips, it doesn't really matter how old your children are. This works for any age level. I used a lot of these systems when I was teaching in the classroom full-time, 3rd grade and 5th grade. So let's jump in. Let me show you what I do each week under 10 minutes to get ready for my homeschool week. Here's where I begin. I begin in these Monday through Friday folders, and each week I have in this file what we're doing this week and what we're going to be doing next week. And so Friday is the last day in my file, and we do a Bible study called Community Bible Study. And if you're not in a Bible study, just a quick shout out, that's one to get into. This week, because this year, since we did Zoom, they provided all the materials and mailed them to me. So there's some Bible study stuff in here, and there's a lot of the things that we finished in here as well. So let me give you a look at how I prep these folders. Okay, so I have my folders here, and I just leave all of my Bible study stuff in there because that's the same every week. Then I pull out, this is the back folder. I should probably put file or finished on here, but this is all the work that I've been throwing in there that he has finished for the week. And I will show you how I file that for documentation purposes. And then I just make sure all these folders are empty. This is my planning sheet that I'll use for this coming week. This is an awesome freebie off of a website I will link below called Life Abundantly. There's some really great stuff. So these should all be empty, but I just do a double check. Are they empty? Okay, so there's some stuff in here from we didn't get to on Thursday. So I just simply take what we didn't finish Thursday, I throw it into Monday, and we do it the following week. Here's an example of a semi-filled out lesson plan that we did this last week. All right, next I grabbed out what's still on my board from last week. And these are memory statement cards that came with my curriculum, the Gentle and Classical Preschool. Again, I'll link this below. So I just pulled these cards down. I'm gonna leave these up. This is a part of our reading program, and we'll continue to work on these sounds next week. So this will stay up. Right, I come to the bottom of my desk. I pull out, this is what every teacher needs. And it may look bigger if you're having a whole classroom of kids, but I got this file folder at Target, and I will show you a close-up on this. I label my files based off the week. So this week we are on unit 34. So this last week. So I will file unit 34 back in my unit 34 file folder, and I'll pull out what I'm using next week for unit 35. I do have to mention, this is a lot of work at the forefront. I set this up in the summertime or the beginning of the school year, and I keep these every year because there's always 36 weeks in a school year if you're doing the traditional 180 days. And I'll even put a PDF file of this and link it below. So if you're interested in just printing and doing this system yourself, or you can handwrite it. It doesn't have to be like this. I'm just a little bit anal and like things to look pretty. So yes, so we are in week 35. I already filed week 34s. And this is just our core curriculum, our literature-based curriculum, again, Gentle and Classical Preschool that I'm doing. And I cut and prepped every week before the school year began. And each page, and it even tells me on the bottom, this is unit 35, what we're doing for manners, math. These are our memory statement cards: poetry, wonder tale, our catechism and character virtue, and our story of the week, poem of the week. Am I missing anything? Oh yes, our Bible verse for the week and our Bible story, and what we're learning in our Truths of God, which is in the book called Theology. It's a great book. All right, another thing I set up every year for my kids is a notebook that I document their work, and I'm probably saving too much stuff, but it's fun for me to go back and for them to go back and see what we've been learning, see the progress and the progression in their writing skills, math skills, and so forth. And then we do a public charter, and so we meet with our educational facilitator each week, and we have to show a piece of work to submit. And this way I just go back through the week that we are on and let my son pick out what piece of work he would like to share with his educational facilitator, and then just remember what we've done that week. So I just put a little tab. These are my favorite tabs from the Dollar Tree. I write what week we're on. I do a page protector and slip in my planning for that week so I can remember what we learned. Again, I know I'm a little bit extreme. You do not have to save every piece of paper. This could just be the big things. So let me flip through. Sometimes I already have week 34 in there as a blank file folder, but it looks like I didn't do that for this week. And then I go to that file folder I showed you earlier where I kept all of the finished work, and it's over here. Boom, I take out what's my 6-year-olds, what's my 4-year-olds, and then I file it under that week for the week of their learning. I just have to point out how cute are Jubilee and Tony right now. Oh, such cuddle bugs. All right, next step, we will plan for the next week. We filed what we were doing last week, and we will move on to this week. I'm not a professional, so I'm not sure the best angle to show you this, but I'm gonna do my best. Okay, so these are my memory statement cards. Some I will put on the board, and some I will just put in the day of the week I wanna cover and read those stories. Next, I use this right now for our kindergarten social studies, and this I love because it is also labeled by the week and day. Can you see that? And so I just go to the week that we're on and pull the pages for that week. It's already labeled by the day, so I simply have to put it in that day's folder. So here's day 4, that'll go in Thursday, and so on. And we have a couple of these we didn't finish last week, so we'll do that in the beginning of the week, and I might have them do 2 the next day. All right, my next step is I pull out what we're gonna do for writing and math review. And these things I've already put in a folder. Dollar Tree find. This one's Hudson's writing, my 6-year-old writing, 6-year-old math, 4-year-old math, and 4-year-old writing. So let me give you an example of what's in these folders. I store our calendar pages. This was a free printable in there. We're not to June yet, so I keep it in there till we're to the next month. And then our math curriculum, which is Singapore math, we get a kind of an overload of worksheets that he doesn't need to do because I know he's mastered the concepts. So I just throw in some review pages for him to do, and that's part of our morning work that's independent. So those are in there, and I will grab these out and put these in their morning folders. And here's an example of what's in the writing folder. This is a Teachers Pay Teachers resource. And I will have them do one of these each month. Both of them do it, my 4 and my 6-year-old. I just have a list of his sight words that I review, and then I do another TPT resource I found was a sight word journal. It's kind of hard to see this, but it shows the sight word at the top. The student writes it here, illustrates it, and then writes a sentence below using their sight word. I have my 6-year-old come up with the sentence. I write it out on the sentence strip. And yes, so I will grab that next page and put it in his morning binder. All right, here's our morning binder. I went over this in our morning routine, but I'll just quickly show you. Here is their money they're earning through chores and fine. They get fined when they aren't following classroom rules. Our calendar. Okay, so those pages I file each week. Here's some pages for my 4-year-old for writing. She'll just do like one of these. This is a book from the Dollar Tree. And then honestly, I'm like, oh, I don't have a math page for her today. So I just thought, on the spot, I'll just draw a ladybug and say draw 15 spots on the ladybug, something super simple because she is only 4. And here's my 6-year-old's morning binder. Also, technically calendar is math, so that's really enough for her. So this is, again, you only put math or writing, anything they can do independently without your help, because you will love that extra time in the morning to finish prepping, drink your hot coffee, etc. So he'll go to his post-it note writing tab and he'll do his next sight words page. Okay, I wanted to say a few words about morning time because I know I really pitched the morning binder. And you know, you have these high expectations of the kind of mom you're going to be and what your homeschool is going to look like, and you look on Instagram. Well, I would love to be the kind of mom that wakes up, has worship music playing, gets the kids in bed and sings a hymn and prays over them and eats this great breakfast with candlelights. But realistically, that's not happening in my homeschool. We love Jesus and we will spend our time with him. And we pray before breakfast sometimes. And I just like the time for them to spend independent. It's such a great thing to do with your students and your children at home to help them build that independent working skill and have a routine that they just do every day. They know what to do. Actually had my aunt over yesterday and she was able to do school with my son because he knew what to do and he knew the things he had to get through, and he's 6. So there's really power in routine and rhythm. And you might have been thinking in this video, well, where's her science and her math and her reading program? Well, I really believe that our math and reading should be paced by the child. And that's the beauty of homeschool. You get to do that. You don't have to feel rushed to finish in the 36 weeks, even though I do a 36-week file system. I tell my kids that we're done with school and it's summertime when we finish math and reading programs. So, and some people are a little bit more ease on that in their homeschool, but I like to finish what we started and start a year fresh. But if it doesn't work out, that's okay too. So our math and reading programs are open and go programs. We use All About Reading for reading instruction phonics, and then we use a Singapore math program for math, and it's really mastery based. It's a great program, very much open and go. So for reading, I sometimes look ahead what we're doing, but honestly, I just open up to the post-it note we left off on, set my timer for 20 minutes, and we begin our reading program. So that's what we do for reading. And during that time, I have my daughter who's 4 do some independent activities. We do read alouds, which is a literature-based program. You saw me filing, so I know what stories I'm reading when. And we're not just confined to just those read alouds. If my kids are interested in reading a library book or something in their bookshelf, we also read that. We read the Bible. And then for science, I'll show you our science curriculum that we are using this year. We are using The Gentle and Classical Nature, again by Erin Cox, which is the one who leads a Gentle Classical Preschool. I'll link her blog below. I just can't say enough great things about her programs. And it's Charlotte Mason based. And so along with that, we don't really have a science like worksheets and everything. We do a Charlotte Mason education, especially when it comes to nature. We go on nature hikes with our Wild and Free community group, and We collect things. We actually have a collection of our nature goodies on my cabinet above. We keep a nature journal. We are like hands-on when it comes to that. And every once in a while, I'll throw in a science experiment when I'm teaching about certain concepts like gravity or friction or things like that. But most of our science is out in nature or through the library. I get books on topics they're interested in, and we'll read a few pages, classify animals, classify bugs and insects. And another app I want to suggest for you guys is the Seek app. If you're interested in nature and you're out walking with your kids and you want to be like, what is that tree? What's this bug? What is this? I don't know. All you need to do is take a picture with the Seek app. I will also link that below, SEEK, and it's amazing. It'll identify and classify whatever it is you guys find out in nature. So I think I covered it all. Another thing that I'll see in my file folders is I like to look ahead and celebrate the different holidays each month. So, whether it be in February when we have, sorry, my dog, Black History Month, I'll put different things in there about people who have helped that movement and ending segregation and all of that. In the fall, we talk about apples and things like that for science. And so there's some of that in our program as well. I just kind of look at what are the key topics and how do they tie into the national holidays that are coming up and things we celebrate. So this did sound and take a little bit longer to explain, but I promise you when you get the rhythm of this, it's very quick. And take the time to organize your stuff ahead of time. I promise you'll be such a happier mom, such a happier teacher when you have a system down that kind of works as a machine and just does its thing for you. So I will link the file folder unit tabs if you'd like those, but again, you can just write it down. Your file folder doesn't have to be a pretty one from Target. It can be a cheap one, whatever works for you. I like pretty things. So again, I hope this was helpful. Sorry it went a little bit longer. I just love videos when I'm looking for my own ideas that are very visual. I don't want to hear someone talking. I want to see it. I want to know what we're doing. What does it look like? How does that look in action? So happy homeschooling, happy teaching, and I will see you in the next video. Let me know if there's anything specifically you'd like to see or you're wondering about in a homeschool classroom and what it looks like here.